On this episode of the Magis Podcast, Ava Green and theater professor Eileen Dugan discuss their passion for the stage, theater as a safe space, and the intersection of art and identity. Theater as a form of expression with Eileen Dugan.
Hi, I'm Eileen Dugan. I've been here at Canisius for, I think it's 30 years now.
Wow.
Well, I've directed 60 plays, I think, and taught a number of classes, most of the acting classes, but a couple of lectures as well. I love the Canisius theater people. I love the students, and since we got the oral communications credit, I get a lot more students from different, that aren't just theater kids.
Yeah.
But it's a nice chemistry. We love working there. One of the things we wanted to talk about was, why is the theater such a good place for people? And it's because anything you bring is useful.
Yes.
So many jobs and professions want you in a box that makes it work for them. We want the jacks out of the box.
Yeah, it's a total melting pot.
It's a total melting pot.
Yeah. But what do you think theater does for those voices that typically aren't able to be amplified? What do you think that does for underrepresented communities?
The theater has always kind of illuminated the edges of society, shine a light on. When realism first became a thing in the late 1800s-ish, people walked out of the theater freaking out because they had built a box set, you know what I mean? Like most people just say a set. Yeah. But up until then, sets were all painted flat. So to see a real couch and people walking through real doors, it felt like you were looking like you were spying on an actual family in an actual living room. And people wigged out. So this is kind of like the first earliest realistic plays talked about syphilis and adultery and all, and people were like, they clutched pearls and ran. But then they went, I want that. I want that feeling that I'm really watching real people. And up until then, all the heroes of plays were kings and queens and Robin Hood, and all of a sudden a play about a bus driver. It was like, oh my God, that's so real. I recognize that. And it sounds so kind of woo-woo, but theaters are magical places. They just are. They're places of resurrection where Juliet comes back to life over and over and over again.
To listen to the full episode of the Magis Podcast, be sure to connect with us on Spotify and like and subscribe. For more interesting content, check out the Canisius College Communication Department Instagram.